Alright, haven't really done any Cub Cadet videos here in a while, so I'm starting to work on these again. I figured, you know, for you guys that want to see the Cub Cadet videos, I'll start putting some more on there. What I'm working on today is my 1772 diesel. About a month ago, it's been a while now, I brought it in the garage from doing some things with it, and it was leaking hydraulic fluid out from underneath it. I figured it was probably just a gasket or a seal. I got to looking. Common problem on the Cub Cadets, guys, which is an easy fix. I got a relief valve that started gushing oil out of it. This thing, when it went, I mean, it went pretty good. It'll leave a pretty good puddle if you leave it run, especially if you're revving it up. It's shooting out of there pretty good. So in the description below, there's a guy in Conneaut, Ohio that rebuilds these pretty reasonable. They're quite expensive if you buy them new. Today is going to be an easy fix for me because I got the old hydrostat pump out of the 1864, and I'm getting ready here. Hopefully in the next week I'm going to start tearing this down to take the insides and axles out of this and work on the 982 diesel project. So I'm still going to rebuild the relief valves, but today I'm just going to take the valves out of this one, put them in here, put it all back together, and then I'll send them the old valves off and get them rebuilt, and then when I get them back I'll just take the fenders off and throw them in there. But I wanted to use the tractor today, and so this way I can get them in, use the tractor until I get the valves fixed. So real simple, easy way to fix these, taking them on and off. Let me go grab some tools, we'll remove the fenders, and I'll show you what we're dealing with. You know, this is why I really like working on the Cub Cadets. They're so easy to work on, they're simple. I got 3 bolts on each side on the footboards, and then 7 bolts here on the rear I'm taking off. I unplugged the lights from the rear. I'll lift the whole fender up, take the seat off with these brackets, and you're exposed to relief valves in the matter of 5 minutes. So real simple way to do this. I mean, I probably could have removed the tunnel cover and got in there to do it, but removing the fenders like this is probably the best way to do it. That way I can blow all the dirt and debris away and make sure when I pull these out that nothing gets down in the pump. So let me take these fenders off real quick and I'll show you. All right, I ended up taking the tunnel cover off anyway, just to make it easier to get in here to clean everything up. Like I said, I want to make sure I get all this dirt and debris blowing out, and you know, as clean as I possibly can when I take these out so I don't get any contaminants into the pump. But let me fire the tractor up and just sort of, you know, show you guys how bad this actually leaks. Now, the hotter this gets and the warmer this fluid gets, this thing was gushing fluid out of it. I mean, just pouring on the floor. So I'm gonna blow everything out around here, clean this up real good. I'm gonna pull these valves, put the other ones in, and I'll show you what the valves look like when I pull them out. So what you really want to try to do is just blow all that garbage out of there that you can, because when I unscrew this valve and pull it out, you'll see that anything that's in there will drop in the pump. Now, I forgot to mention, the whole point of these relief valves is they got these little tiny holes up in here, and what it is, if the tractor's not running, if you want to push it, you know, forward or backwards a short distance in your garage to move it, that's what releases the pressure in the hydrostat unit to do that. Now, some people will tack weld these, you know, the holes shut, JB weld them and stuff. I mean, you could do that. I don't recommend it, because then again, if you ever want to move the tractor, you can't. It's going to just like hydrolock itself. So I think having the relief valves with, you know, just repairing them is the best way to go. So like I said, I'm going to pull these 2 out. I'm just going to replace them with 2 temporary valves. And the reason I'm pulling them both out is because I don't want to rebuild just one. This tractor is going to get used a lot. It's probably going to be in parades and plow days and that kind of stuff. So if I'm going to do it, I might as well just do them both and be done with it, and then I don't have to worry about them failing. So let me continue blowing all this stuff out, get all the garbage out of there, and we'll pull the valves and look at them. Like I say, when you pull these out, you still want to make sure you don't get no garbage and stuff down in there. You know, pull it out real slow, and that's what it looks like. So that's all the valve is. There's O-rings in there with a spring, and these things after time do fail. So I don't know if it's the O-ring that went bad or just, you know, the spring, but anyways, I'll send these out. He'll put new gaskets, O-rings, take this all apart, get them all fixed up for me. You have to cut these tips off and then re-weld them a special way because the original ones are crimped. But let me finish getting the ones out of the other one. We'll put them back in, and I'll clean everything up real good before I put them in. We'll fire up the tractor and see how it works. Okay, so I got the other relief valve out of the other pump, and I'm going to do these one at a time. That way, instead of taking them both out and chancing getting contaminants down in there, I just wanted to point out you want to use a nice clean new rag and try to clean up where that seal goes around there, where this O-ring is you know, as good as you can. And then the valve that I took out of the other one, I'm going to clean this off really clean because you don't want to tear that O-ring when you put it around there, so you make sure you get a nice good seal and you don't get no contaminants down in your hydrostat pump. Alright, I got the other valves in, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is fire this up, make sure these are all seated good, that they don't leak. And then if they don't leak, then I'm going to take some cleaner and I'm going to clean up all the grease and oil and everything that was contaminated on here, just sort of clean it up. Well, that seemed to have temporarily fixed my problem, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this down with some degreaser, clean everything up really good. Go ahead and top it off with High-Tran, you know, make sure my levels are good there. Send off the other valves, get them rebuilt, and then when I get them rebuilt, I'll take these out and put them ones in, and then I'll probably end up sending these ones here out for rebuilding as well, just to have a spare set, because I'm sure I'm going to have some more of these fail down the road, so it's always, you know, good to have a spare set on the shelf. So hope this helped you guys. If you guys ran into this problem, easy fix, very common on a Cub Cadet. I got more Cub Cadet videos and, you know, how-to things coming up, and I'm going to start working on the 982 diesel project. I'm going to start probably tearing up this rear end here, getting it machined down. I'm going to start building the rear end on the diesel because I'm still waiting on paint for the 582. So I'm really behind on these, but I don't have the 582 project done, but I'm going to start on the 982 so that I can get that one. By the time that other one gets painted, maybe that one will be ready for paint. So keep stopping back, checking out. I'll try to have more videos on here. As always, thanks for watching. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to check out the other videos that I do.